Hello, I'm Robbie Susan Chandler, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Quincy, Florida, right outside Tallahassee, Florida. Today I'll be sharing a card with you made from the gorgeous one-horse open sleigh designer series paper. This is online exclusive paper, and you can only find it on our online website, and the number is 162118, and it's $12.50. Like I said, it's online only and not in our catalog. And this paper is gorgeous. It has 4 sheets of 12 different designs, and these are some of them. I'll just give you an idea, and I will be doing a series using all of these papers. And this is just, and I'm just showing you the front of them with a scenery design. And like I said, I'll be using just about every one of them in my next 7 cards, this card plus one more. So let's look at today's card, and this is the one we'll be doing today. It's got a little deer on the front, and when you open it up, there's a fox inside. And the sheets of the designer series one horse open sleigh, and I have to fight singing dashing through the snow every time I say that, are these 2 pieces. So let's look at how I handled or cut these pieces. Alright, this is the front piece. Now what I did to begin with, I cut a 1/2 inch off the top, and then I cut 1 1/2 off the bottom, and I saved that piece to use for some sentiments later. So 1/2 off the top, 1 1/2 off the bottom. Let's move that. And then I have the center piece left, and I cut 1 inch off this side and 1 inch off this side. So there went that side and this side. And to get the center piece, I measured from where I'd cut the 1 inch off over 3 1/2 inches. I already had 4 inches left because I'd cut a 1/2 and 1 1/2. This paper is 6 by 6. So this left me with this piece, which is 3 1/2 by 4. So that's our front piece. And I'll go ahead and show you how I cut the inside piece too. Alright, it's laid like this, and I cut a 1/2 inch off this left side and 2 inches across the top. This piece I also saved to do my sentiment on the front. If you look, this sentiment piece right here was cut out of this piece up here. And then after cutting off the 1/2 inch and the 2 inch, then I just cut 3 1/2 inches over, and that left this piece, which was extra, and the piece with the fox on it. And I have all those instructions and measurements on my tutorial that you can download, the links at the bottom. So let's look at the other pieces. The card base is actually a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch piece of early espresso. And then I used cherry cobbler, and this one is 8 1/2 inches by 3 3/4 inches, and it's scored at 4 1/4, and just fold it in half like that. Okay, so let's look at the buildup of the card. So I started with the 2 side pieces, the ones I cut off each side of this front piece. So this is the piece over here, and this is the piece on this side. And those are, let's see, those are exactly 1 inch, 1 by 4. And then I adhered the cherry cobbler piece right in the middle, then it overlapped these on the side just a touch. So now we have this piece, and then the little deer was adhered to the front, and I stamped my sentiment on the inside and one of the trees from the stamp set, and I'll show you that on the inside. This is what this looks like so far. So the stamp set that I used, my Merry Christmas came from Regal Reindeer, which is in the annual catalog, and the little tree and the Happy New Year came from Horse and Sleigh, which is online exclusive only, and its number is 162119. And I used cherry cobbler for my sentiment and early espresso for my tree. also on this card I put a little tree down here. So the tree looks like this, and it was cut also from a die from the horse, from the horse and sleigh dies. So that, like I said, that tree came from that die set. So the Merry Christmas, like I said, came from Regal Reindeer, and it was punched with the double oval, and I actually cut it out of a piece of the Designer Series paper, and then I punched the scallop oval from Cherry Cobbler with the scalloped one. And I put the Merry Christmas on with dimensionals, and there you go. And then I just adhered it to the front. So there's the card. Now that's pretty quick and easy. Now I want to show you a variation that we tried. Now this one has a little deer, and when you close this one, you see this piece of paper continues all the way across like that one. And when you open it up, it still looks like a continuation, but it's not quite the same look as with the fox paper. So I reversed it on another card and put the fox on the front, which looks pretty good, I think, and it's got the tree. But then when you open up, you see the full scene of this paper. So you have to decide which way you like to do it. I think both ways looks good, so either way. So here's our card, and like I said, this is card number 1 in a series of 7 cards I'll be doing with this paper. So, and one other thing I'm about to forget to show you how to do. Let's do this right now. So on this card, I wanted to put a little shimmer and shine. So I used Wink of Stella, and I just squeeze some on a block. And then you can do this several ways. One, you can take your cap and just start flicking. And just flick it all over. And sometimes you'll get bigger spots like that one there if you do that. Other times I like to just take my finger and just start flicking with my finger. Let's open it up and get a little bit on the inside. And you just flick. And when you're doing it, you think, well, I don't see much going on here. I don't think I'm doing anything. Let me put a little more on the front. But then, when you stop and take a look, if you look closely, I hope you can see it in the light, it's like, oh, yeah, there's all that shimmer and shine. You just didn't notice it when you were flickering it on there. So that's an easy way to get some shimmer and shine on your card. Just use your Wink of Stella and flick it on there. So I hope you like this card. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. And please like this video. If you don't have a demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator. If you'll check below, you'll see a free download for the tutorial on how to make this card. So until next time, happy crafting!